Brett Baer is apparently under consideration by Barry Weiss and by Ellison for the top job as a CBS News anchor. Now, Brett Baer, you know him from Fox, okay? Great anchor, fair. I know some people, you get mad at him because sometimes he challenges Trump in ways that maybe you don't like, but he's, for the most part, pretty fair. And he would be a refreshing face, would he not, to see on the CBS Evening News. But I'm going to tell you this, Barry, you can't afford him. I mean, not unless you're willing to share some $150 million you made from Ellison on the Free Press. I really don't think you can afford him. And Brett, I'm going to give you a little advice. I know Brett well. He was a fun person to work with, a great person to work with there at Fox. I would just say, don't do it. Don't do it, buddy. You know why? You will be put out to pasture. It's over. You go to network news and no one ever hears of you again. Finito, right? I mean, just ask Katie Couric. So you don't want to do that. You really, really don't want to do that no matter how much money they're willing to pay you, because you're not going to have the longevity. You're going to go over there. It's not going to go well. The whole newsroom will hate you because you came from Fox and because you are Barry's pick. And then it is game over for your career. So in terms of longevity, I'm sure you saved up enough money. Maybe you don't really care. Maybe it'd be fun to just do a 22-minute show. But I don't think the audience is there. And I don't think the career longevity is there. Now, maybe if they had something else going on, like streaming stuff, maybe if you believed in their business plan, but Fox is a pretty good situation. So it'll be kind of hard to dump Fox for the CBS Evening News. Just saying, okay? And again, I say this as someone who's worked at cable, someone who has worked at network, and someone who has seen the other side over here. And this really is, this is the future, and I just regret that I didn't come here sooner, frankly. But for Brett, it may seem enticing on the one hand, because you're like, ooh, it's the CBS Evening News. And yeah, I'm guessing he's around my age. And as kids, we used to watch, we watched at home World News Tonight, ABC, because we had an ABC affiliate in New Hampshire, which was a big deal. So we would watch ABC World News Tonight. So when I was first starting in this business, it was everything to me to be a network news correspondent. That was like the bomb, right? Because that was sort of what I wanted to achieve, because as a kid, I'm looking up at the TV thinking this is the epitome of it. So there may be a little bit of that in him. And I'm just going to say, get it out, stamp it out, forget about it. Cable is way better. And what's really much better, just to be honest, guys, is being over here. And you think about what we're able to do so much with actually very little, and yet we're able to see this demand from the audience. And so that's just my sort of 2 cents for Brett. And, for Barry, it's a nice idea, sure, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. Meanwhile, she's also looking at Jennings. Oh, my goodness, Scott Jennings. He's like the only reason to watch CNN right now. And again, I would say to Scott, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, unless you can keep your CNN gig. Maybe they'll let him stay at CNN. So, he's out there in the universe, and then do something on CBS, maybe a contributor position. And, you call it a day. Because don't forget, I'm pretty sure, we'll see, but they put in 3 offers last month alone, apparently. Yeah, the New York Times reporting that Larry Ellison's Skydance Paramount, now owner of CBS News, has made 3 offers to Warner Brothers Discovery, which owns CNN. So when it's all said and done, CBS and CNN may just be all one and the same. So maybe, Scott, you take a payday from CBS while continuing to work on CNN. And then, hey, at least Barry can say, I have some sensible people in the building. They won't like him either. They won't. But look, this is just what's happening. This is the world is changing, and it's changing fast. You got Warner Brothers Discovery that basically has already said, no matter what happens, they're going to spin off their cable assets, similar to the deal you're seeing with Comcast and MSNBC, Versant, I think they're calling it. I just like to give it a little flair. So they're going to be spinning off the MSNBC and all the cable assets, because they want to protect Comcast, the brand. Well, Warner Brothers Discovery is kind of trying to do a similar type thing, and they would be spinning off, say, CNN. Well, maybe maybe Skydance, Paramount comes in and they have a choice. They could either buy the whole kit and caboodle, which I don't think Zaslav really wants. Zaslav being the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, I don't think he really wants that. But that's one thing that could happen. The other thing that could happen is that they could buy parts of the business, including maybe CBS News. Though, forgive me, they would buy CNN and then combine it with CBS News. I mean, you could argue that maybe that's more headache than you want because, heck, now you got to deal with a cable company. And let's face it, the cable companies are not making any money anymore because, well, the cable assets, the way this business works, if you're on cable, you get paid by the cable company. And that means you can't sell ads on YouTube or any other streaming product, even your own streaming product. So that becomes kind of a sticky point of contention, which means that business can only grow so much, only as much as the cable companies will pay for it. If they'll pay you $1 a household, if they'll pay you $5 a household, but you're sitting there going, but everybody's cutting the cord. Like nobody wants cable anymore. They're like, okay, let me go a la carte. I'm going to go over to YouTube where I can get it for free. This is a better deal. I mean, heck, we had a lot of cable boxes in my house. I think we saved $600 a month. Right? On cable boxes. I mean, this stuff adds up over a while. Cut the cord and you'll find out. So this is what all of these guys are facing right now. There's a big article last week in Business Insider, Warner Brothers Discovery pursues entire company sales. So they are looking, Warner Brothers Discovery wants to sell off all of it together, right? Or they would continue forward with those spin-off plans. And so investors are excited. Maybe they can make some money out of this. We'll see. I mean, again, I think the media business is really challenged. And I think somebody's going to figure out how to, this is an AP story reporting on it as well. Again, the New York Times saying that there were 3 different offers there for Warner Brothers Discovery. And go back to the Business Insider story, one of the things that they talked about being a primary theory here is how these companies survive in this new media environment. And one way is to become a challenger, if you would, to say Netflix, Disney, Amazon. How do you do that? Or, YouTube, which good luck. I mean, I think that's really formidable, but they're trying to find a way. So they think, okay, if we had Paramount together with Warner Brothers Discovery, we could be an entity that would really be able to take on the likes of Netflix, Disney, and Amazon. And yet, you still have those news businesses over there on the side. So what do you do with those? And the thinking could be, okay, if we buy everything, then we get CNN too, and we can merge CBS and CNN together, which I got to tell you, like as long as I've been in this industry, everybody has been talking about.